Yes, boys. Yes, ladies and gents, we are back. The Reds are 5-5. Nothing to complain about. Had my feet up since early hours yesterday. Fucking great. Mo, you're back again. How are we, fella?
I'm good, mate. Nice one. It's good to be back. And yeah, same as you. Like I like those early kickoffs when you win, and then you can just put your feet up and relax and watch all the rest of the shit teams play. Like yesterday's match, United Chelsea, I was thinking, wow, the quality levels is just absolutely disgusting. And we've got another game later today as well. So yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Thanks.
Do you know what, mate? It's amazing when you win, but how fucking shit's it when you lose, lad?
That's the problem. If you lose an early kickoff, it completely ruins your whole weekend. Like literally, your whole weekend's finished. But when you win and you get that win out early, you're chilling.
Yeah, lad, it's like the longest fucking feeling when you lose, to be honest, lad.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Well, Ross, sorry, go on, lad. Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say we do pretty well in those early kickoffs, because I remember when Klopp used to like say, "Oh, how often?" Because there was at one point we was like early kickoffs like all the time, but we pretty much do really well in the early kickoffs. So yeah,
mate, it's especially with the derby, it's always difficult. Do you know what I mean? I think they look like they could have done with a bit of extra rest, actually. Ross, you know, you were there also yesterday. How are you feeling, lad?
Tired, mate. Fuck, the journey home was awful, but it was worth it with the results, you know. So yeah, coming out that stadium, didn't see a lot of Blues, if I'm honest. So I don't know whether they got trapped in at the end or crying, whatever it may be. They were. My mate, as you well know, Josh was literally opposite the away fans, and had a few back and forths with them yesterday. So yeah, it was a good game, long journey home, but definitely worth it. 3 points all it matters.
Yeah, it is. We'll go into depth on it. Rick, how are we feeling? I'm going to get caught out here with the Rick Ross fucking thing again today.
No, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Yeah, decent result yesterday. Early kickoff always tough for us, isn't it? Especially after the games in Europe. So yeah, it was good. It was good to get through it, and it just showed a lot of character from the boys as well, with the pressure they was under in most of the second half, to be honest. But yeah, no, we got it done. 3 points, 5 from 5. We move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's Mo. I'll come to you. You know, you were there yesterday. Sure, you had a good day with our mate LB.
Good seeing him.
But look, we'll go through the goals and stuff shortly. But I think you know, I looked back at the manager's points he made after the game, because I felt like for 60 minutes across the game, I thought Liverpool were decent. You know, I think Everton probably. Do you know what? Sure, we can agree that's probably one of the better games they've played at Anfield. They dug deep. Similar to Atletico Madrid with the quick goals, they just went, fuck it, we've got to have a go here. You know, the exact same sort of mentality as them. And I thought they did a decent enough showing. You know, the few good players there for them. I think they're a much better side, Mo, than people make out, Everton. You know, I think David Moyes has certainly got to grips with them, hasn't he?
Oh, 100%. And you know what? David Moyes is a decent Premier League level manager. He is. And that Everton team, as you just said, is probably one of the best Everton teams I've seen in a very long time. Yeah. Honestly, they've got some really good, talented players like Iliman Ndiaye, good player. I think he didn't cause too much trouble yesterday, and we're probably going to talk about Kerkez, but I think Kerkez just literally locked them up. But then you got Grealish he's £100 million player for City. Do you know what I mean? So obviously he's very talented, and that Dewsbury Hall's kind of neat and tidy as well.
I think he's a good player, lad.
Yeah, he's good. He's a decent little player. And to be honest, in the first half, I don't think, because I was a little bit worried about Beto, because every time we played against Beto, for some reason, he just turns into an animal, like literally a monster. I don't know what happens, but for the rest of the season, he's just shit. But then when he's playing against Liverpool, he just turns into prime Drogba. It's weird. But yesterday, I don't think he did much. But then I think when that Barry came on, I think that Barry did a lot better. He asked a few more questions to our centre halves. Not on too troublesome, but, you know, he was a lot more involved in the game. Maybe Beto was carrying an injury. I'm not really sure. I don't follow Everton news like that, to be honest. Yeah, like as you just mentioned, it was very similar to the Atletico game. Like when we scored early, maybe their game plan was to sit back and defend like they always do when they come to Anfield and just park the bus, waste time. But that just went out the window as soon as we scored pretty early on, and then we got the second. So then you seen like a good level of quality from them. I hate how much praise I'm giving these right now, but I'm just being honest. Like it's probably
no, but lad, they did a decent. We spoke, didn't we, before the game on our show, and we said to them they'll probably take a defeat if they play well.
100%. And do you know what? They're going to take a lot of credit from that match. They might have lost, but they can. Like if I'm David Moyes, I'm the manager of Everton, and God forbid. But say after that match, I'll be like, yeah, do you know what? We lost the match, but X, Y, and Z. Like we look like a really good team. We look like we could probably push for like a top 10 place finish, maybe even challenge potentially for Europe. And I'm one of those Liverpool fans that likes to see Everton in the Premier League doing well. I can't lie to you, because at the end of the day, there's only 2 clubs in Liverpool. And I don't want I've never wanted Everton to go down. Like, I'll be genuine. Like, I'm not the type of red that will say, oh, I want Everton to go down. I hope there's a day, one time, where it's Liverpool and Everton again, like back in the 80s. And then the city is literally the capital, basically. Do you know what I mean? The city's on the map. I want that. I want those days to come back. So a good Everton is just a good thing for the city of Liverpool in general. So I'm not the type of bitter Liverpool fan who's going to be like, oh, I hope they get relegated and all that. Obviously, I'll have a laugh with them and like take the piss. 100% that will never stop. But that won't stop even if we're the 2 best teams in England. And I hope we are one day, I'll be honest with you.
Do you know what, lad? Like I do like the derby. It is a game. Them going down would be a bit boring because I like the back and forth for us. I'm sure you do as well. And do you know what? I have to agree. Like I thought, I thought we got a bit sloppy, Ross. We'll go through all the goals and stuff, as I said, but they stuck in. Do you know what I mean? I've seen Everton get fucking rolled over so many times. All of us have. Do you know what I mean? We've seen them get rolled over so many times. But I just want to give them a little bit of a credit. He's certainly, because we could be biased as fuck. Do you know what I mean? And I love it. I'm always wearing my red tinted fucking glasses. Do you know what I mean? But they dug deep. And I tell you what, he's a good manager, David Moyes. Do you know, I was speaking to Mo, especially yesterday, and I look at the quality of manager in the Premier League, and I think a lot of them are shite. But he's certainly one of the managers who's a decent coach. And I think Everton have got a chance of pushing for that like conference fucking league type of stuff this year.
Yeah, to be fair, Everton, I think bringing Moyes back was like a really smart decision, and I think there's a few reasons for it. But one of the big reasons is I think Moyes understands the culture within that club because he's been there previously. We seen it with like Klopp and obviously Slot coming in now. There's a certain element of being a manager where you've got to adopt the club's culture. So bringing Moyes back in, who knows the club, knows how it works, familiar with majority of the training stuff. I know it's been a long time since he's been there, but having that background, I think, has helped him wonders. And they've made some good signings. Mo, you mentioned their right winger. I can't pronounce his name. I keep getting mixed up. Ndoye, is it? He is phenomenal. I rate him massively. But Kirkes did pocket him. He was all over him like a backpack yesterday. But yeah, I think Everton, as much as we banter them, I don't think I'd want them to go down. I'd miss the derbies, if I'm honest. I would miss them. And it was a very, very good atmosphere. You can see for the derbies, like Anfield just becomes a different place, those special nights. And the derby is one of those games. But yeah, I think Moyes has got Everton going in the right direction. And we'll see where they end up. But I definitely think they could be pushing up a table.
Definitely. They definitely can. And, look, just you spoke there of Moyes, both of you. Do you know what I mean? And look at the fucking state of West Ham now. They are fucking atrocious. Do you know what I mean? He's possibly the worst manager in the league, that fucking Graham Potter. And he's ruined his career going to Chelsea. He's just fucked that all up. Do you know what I mean? Because, I was talked to a few of the lads yesterday about Brighton, for instance. I was saying to one of them who lives down there, I said, they used to be a decent side where they cause your issues now. Even they're fucking crap now. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. I think some of the quality of managers now in the league is shit. And, you look at the state. Mo, you mentioned fucking United and Chelsea. They're fucking abysmal. Both shite managers. But, Rick, I want to touch up on the first goal for Liverpool. And it was a replica of what Cristiano Ronaldo basically did in the Champions League. He flicked it over Mignolet, didn't he, when Brendan was the manager? This player, mate, Ryan Gravenberch, is just gone on leaps and bounds. And You know what? It was a shame actually because I always thought when he came in, when Klopp brought him in, I thought you're gonna get to grips with him. He couldn't seem to get to grips with Ryan Gravenberch, which is very, very strange. But Arne Slot, you know, in his first season, sorry about that, his first season, took the risk of not bringing in midfielders. Everyone was calling for a number 6. They tried to buy Zubimendi, didn't work. But the year before that, there was the Casado and Lavia saga. But Arne Slot has showed quality of a manager to get this guy going. And he's not just a 6 now, Rick, he's like a hybrid. But that goal, mate, was unbelievable. A shout out to Mo Salah. Fuck me. If Mo Salah's not even having a great day, you've got to be careful if you're in opposition because them balls over the top and around the back, he's unbelievable. And Ryan is just going up and up and up. Rick, one of the best players it could be one of the best players in the world right now.
Yeah, he's the first name on our team sheet. Like I said, the first 2 games, Bournemouth and Palace, he missed that. We didn't look stable, didn't look comfortable, didn't look good in possession without him. He's obviously come back in. I mean, he run out of words to say for him. He's probably the best midfielder in the league currently on form. One of the top ones in Europe. Got to get him tied down to a new deal. He's got 2 years left in it, so we need to sort that out. But yeah, the finish was class. The technique to make sure you hit the target, let alone dink it over the goalie. I know Pickford ain't the tallest of goalies, but he just dinked that over him. It was similar to, do you remember the Owen goal against Sunderland? I know it weren't high up as what it was. Yeah. It was a through ball and he sort of like dinked up a little bit and he dinked over the Sunderland keeper. It reminded me of that a little bit. But yeah, the Ronaldo goal against Millionaire as well in the Champions League. But even the assist for Ekitike's goal as well, the pass, the vision of it.
Mate, he's involved in fucking everything.
I mean, top player. If we can keep him fit, give him a rest on Tuesday in the cup game, let him recover to go again against Palace, it'd be massive. But again, he does need help in midfield. We are struggling a little bit. McAllister, a little bit of form, fitness, whatever you want to call it with him. So, yeah, we need to wrap Gravenberch up in cotton wool, really, because you can't afford to lose him for many games because, like we said, we see the vulnerability of the team without him in it.
Well, absolutely. Look, lad, the thing is, any team would be fucking vulnerable without him in the game. But Mo, do you know, in particular, Gravenberch and Ekitike, I know Kerkers will go into him in a little while, but they're the goal scorers for Liverpool, and they both. I look at both of them players, and they just glide around the pitch, don't they? And that goal from Ekitike again, you know, Ryan involved in everything, and he's supposed to be the 6, by the way. 2 goals this season already. I think he mentioned it in his interview after the game. I don't know if you've seen it. He said, he didn't score last year in the Premier League. He's already got 2. He's got everything. Mate, this kid up front, Hugo Ekitike, lad. You know what? With the likes of Isak, we know when he's fit, he's going to come in. It makes Gakpo look fucking worried, in my opinion, because Ekitike, mate, is a serious player. And there was a time yesterday, I'm sure you'd remember that the game, he started attacking from the left wing, Ekitike, and I thought, fuck me, he's a serious player from there.
Oh, mate, I noticed it a lot in the second half, especially. You've seen the way that Gakpo and Ekitike were like switching. So at moments you'll see Ekitike just on the left wing, and then you'll see Gakpo up front. Now that is clearly going to be a setup, and we've got Isaac fit and up and running. Like that's clearly what's going to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen for any time soon.
Yeah.
Probably close to like November, December time, because we can't risk having both of our strikers on the pitch at the same time. Because God forbid something happens.
We haven't really got much to come in apart from Chiesa, have we?
Yeah, that's it. So I think for the meantime, it will be either Isaac or Ekitike playing up front. And you know what? Going off things at the moment, Ekitike is looking like it's a shit. And that's crazy for me to say about Alex Isaac, £125 million player. But how do you not play Ekitike?
How do you get him off the side, lads? The only thing he's probably worrying is a little worry is that he gets a bit knackered about 65 minutes, 70 minutes at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's rich man problem. It's like, oh, should I drive the Ferrari today or the Porsche? Do you know what I mean? It is such a lovely position to be in, and I'm not complaining about it. Like, because if we don't want to play Ekitike, we could play £125 million Isaac. Like, what world are we living in, boys?
Fucking mad, 250 million on the bench just empty. Wait for Isak yesterday.
I can't believe this is our club, you know. Think about how far we came from the Hicks and Jeanette to now. Do you know what I mean? Like, honestly, sometimes it feels surreal. But no, Ekitike, you can already see. For me, it's like there's shades of like a Torres and a Firmino in him, if that makes sense. like in terms of like, do you know Torres is like runs in behind? We've already seen Ekitike can do that, but then you can also see the way Firmino used to drop into midfield, get the ball, recycle the ball, link up the play. We've seen Ekitike do that as well. He's like a hybrid of the two, but at the same time, he's like really tall and he's a bit, I don't know, like I wouldn't say slim or skinny. I think maybe there's some room to bulk up a little bit, but when he eventually does bulk up, it's going to be a frightening sight. He's got such a promising future ahead of him. Kind of similar to like Gravenberch. When Gravenberch came in at first, I thought he was a little bit too slim to be playing like in that DM position.
He's bulked up, Ryan, hasn't he?
He really has bulked up. This year, they must have told him over the summer, listen, just hit the gym. Do you know what I mean? Just hit the gym and gain some weight and just put on that muscle. And right now, he's just looking like a beast in midfield. And you touched on his interview after the match. He even mentioned that this season he's got a little bit more license to like roam forwards and like get into the attack a little bit more. And he said that that's naturally his game because obviously when he came through at like Ajax and even when he was at Bayern Munich only it was a little time, he was more of an advanced midfielder. And even for us actually. And one thing I wanted from him last year, even though he was incredible last year, I wanted him to score more goals. Like for a number 6, like in that DM position, your main priority is not to score goals, obviously, but like get the odd goal here and there. Maybe get like up to like 5 or 6 in the Prem, which would be a good return. He's already on 2. I think he's played 4 games.
He's got a great strike. Look at the first goal at Newcastle. I was there. Mate, he took that well as well.
He took that one really, really well. And the one I remember is, I think in his first season against Fulham away at Craven Cottage.
Brilliant goal, yeah.
That was a brilliant goal. Like, the lad's got a strike on him, do you know what I mean? And if you can implement that into his game on a more regular basis, that's more goals from midfield. That's just going to elevate him to another level. You don't really get past him because he's got like the Fabinho long legs. Like he's like a spider in midfield. Do you know what I mean? You don't really get past him. And the little Gravenberch, little pivot, what like Thiago used to do, he does the exact same thing. I think he's incredible. 23 years old. Rick just mentioned that he only got 2 years left on his contract, which kind of shocked me. So I thought, wow, I didn't realize he's only got 2 years left. But we seriously, this might sound controversial, but Swerve Konate's contract, get his sorted first.
Fuck him off then.
100%.
Yeah, mate, you know, you make some great points on him. He's, do you know what, like in his first season, you know, people were getting a bit agitated, didn't know what he was. I worried for him because he came in and I think he made a comment, didn't he, when he was at Bayern, that he didn't want to be playing deep because he was playing in a 2-man at Bayern when he did play the games. But I think he's just got his head down. You know, he's had a good chat with the manager. And as I say, you know what, he may be playing deeper, but the manager's probably telling him, you're fucking powerful when you start. He's got that Yaya Toure run about him, hasn't he, where no fucker could... Lad, do you know when we used to play City, I'd be fucking petrified of Yaya Toure because he was just unbelievable, do you know what I mean? And we're, you know, because they've got that blend, which I think we're trying to get with Wirtz and Gravenberch, you know, because they had fucking David Silva with Yaya Toure, do you know what I mean? That little number 10 in front of him. But I just think I'm so impressed with the boys. But Ross, do you know yesterday, like for instance, the first goal, was it the first goal, the second goal? I think it may have been the second one. All the midfielders, Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberch, all had an influx on the goal. I think it was the second one. I can't fucking remember. It was a nice blend yesterday. They went back, the manager goes back to the original 3. But I just want to mention, what do you think it is? Do you think it's in midfield where we just switch off a bit at times where Everton come back into the game? Because I thought in the first half an hour, the midfield was really strong, but Everton kind of grew into it, didn't he? Off the back of the midfield, like going a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, they did. I think there was a few things. Obviously, there's something up with Marker at the minute, isn't there? Like we know Marker's like absolutely, he's the bollocks, isn't he? But there's just something at the minute that's just not right with him. Whether he's carrying an injury, whether he's just going through a little bit of a bad patch, which all players do. But I think as well, there was just a few misplaced passes in that midfield area. Marker did a few, and Everton were closing down as well. Like there was a lot of their players that were just on us at times. So when you start to lose a few passes, and maybe there's one player who's not pulling as much weight as what they should be, it just gives them an opportunity, doesn't it, to get back into the game. And Everton were really, really good at that. I think that's the best I've seen Everton play in a derby game for a long time. So yeah, I think the thing with our midfield now is we've kind of, with Wirtz coming in, we've taken away that 6 and kind of resorted to a double pivot. So there's a lot of fluidity in there. You know, you have players swapping positions. You have Dom, who's obviously pinging balls about in different places. Grav is excellent at those half turns to break those lines. But I think yesterday, you know, and it's worth mentioning, we played Wednesday night against a very,
it's not spoken enough of playing Wednesday nights and fucking Saturday early.
Yeah, we've added a lot, haven't we? Even under Klopp, I think we had like 7, 12, 30 kickoffs under Klopp compared to like 3 or 4, you know, from the other teams. But to play that game against Atletico, who are a very physical side, you know, for a Spanish team, and then to go and do it in a derby game, I think, there's a few factors that just allowed Everton to creep back in and ultimately grab their goal, which was a very good goal, I got to be honest.
Choked that well, didn't he, Ross?
Yeah, very that winger and like that touch to do that in the box and bring it down for a Ghana Gay, that is world class. I thought it was hell of an assist, but it's one of those things. But I think Tuesday, as Rick said, a good chance to break some of those lads, just give them a little bit of a rest, and then go to a very, very tough away day at Palace.
It's a fucking game that we need to fucking put a beating on them, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking disliking them fuckers at the minute. Do you know what I mean? They were getting a nice fucking guard of honour at Anfield last season, and then you know the noises you heard at the Community Shield, Ross. So we need to fucking go there and fucking swat them, in my opinion. But Rick, I just want to mention this. Gary makes a good comment here. Hugo, arguably the best of all our new sands, settled wise. Kirk has a close second. I think Kirk has yesterday, Rick in particular. I thought he was outstanding. He held his position very well. I thought his passing he's quicker than people think, Rick, isn't he? And I think I thought he was one of the best players in the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, I mean that dragging off in the Burnley game, I think, has helped him a little bit. I think he's now maybe had a chat with Slot and a few of the other ways about calming down a little bit in a sense, not being so rash. But Kirkus is one of the fastest players in the Premier League. By the way,
I think he's qualified me, lad. I think he's he's 20 fucking one.
Yeah, like the only person I think's left him behind a little bit was Madueke, who's very quick, and Semenyo, who's quick as well. But yeah, Kirk is rapid, so his energy is there all the time, which is good for us going forward. I'd like to see him a little bit more in an attacking sense. I don't know if that's because he's got someone who seems to forget that he's a footballer at the minute in Gakpo. So ain't helping Kirkus a little bit. And Kirkus likes to play on the outside, don't he? So he's looking for that. So when the attacker goes in the middle, like Gakpo does, and then drops it back out to the wide. But we ain't really seen Gakpo do that. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting. I think Kirkus might get a few minutes in the Southampton game just to boost his confidence up a little bit more. I think Robertson will start in that game.
I think they'll get a half each, Rick.
Yeah, I think Robertson will start and be captain, but Kirkus will come on in that game. But yeah, he looks very good. And the Ekitike thing there about he's the first one to settle in. I'm not being funny. If a striker at Liverpool can't settle in straight away because of the chances we create and the players around him, then there is a slight issue. But yeah, Ekitike has been very, very good. He's listen, when we were first linked him, I was like, oh no, fuck that. Like, we can't be going for another non-proven young striker. We need to go get the finished article. But he surprised me. He's took his chances when they've come. I think is it 2 games he ain't scored in, so the rest he scored in, which is very, very good for someone at that age. They're only going to get better learning off the players around him. And yeah, listen, as much as I've been banging the Isak drum all summer, I think it's going to be hard to drop Ekitike out the team for now. Unless you fit on both of them. But yeah, does he play on Tuesday? I think he comes on Ekitike. I think Isak can start the game to build that match fitness up, and they'll probably bring Ekitike on in the second half to save Isak for Sunday, because I think Isak will play against Palace. But it's going to be interesting.
I think, and that's the one you want him, because look, it's always been a trophy game, difficult game for us. Do you know what I mean? Tricky one. I think I said fucking trophy then, for fuck's sake.
I was wondering what you said then.
Fucking head scrambled. But it's you want your clinical strikers on the pitch up there, don't you?
There's only one thing that concerns me with Ekitike and Verts on the same pitch at the minute. Them two seem to be in and around the same position, which is quite confusing. Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't think Verts should have come on yesterday. I think Slot done him over there by bringing him on in that game where we were under the cosh for most of that second half, and you brought Verts on who ain't in the best of form, and you just hung him out to dry a little bit in that game. But I think he'll start. Tuesday's the perfect game for Verts to get going. Southampton ain't that very good. It's at Anfield. So yeah, bring Verts in that game and let him just crack on.
Yeah, look, shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to Ant as well, and Adam, who've just joined us.
The ref was shit. That comment that the ref was shocking yesterday, I ain't gonna lie.
Do you know what? I still can't work out what I think Everton had been delaying with regards to the fucking free kick, but I've never seen someone take a quick free kick and get yellow carded.
I think he took it twice. That was the issue.
Did he do twice? Yeah.
Twice. He took the free kick twice too early, and then the ref.
But did you see the commentator
as well? Didn't he for commenting on it?
Yeah. But did you see the commentator? The commentator was, I can't stand how long it takes to take a free kick these days. It's like a minute a free kick. These boys take 2 quick free kicks and get a fucking yellow card for it. Like, you can't win.
Do you know what though? With regards to Everton and Liverpool aside, these fucking referees of this league are fucking horrendous. All of them. They get offsides wrong. People watching on the cameras in the VAR studio, they can't even get it fucking right. Because if that United first goal fucking onside, then I'm watching the wrong fucking game, to be honest.
You know, I don't think I've seen a game at Anfield this season so far. Sorry, excuse me, and I've been to all the home games. I don't think I've seen a good refereeing performance. And then obviously when you come away from the
ball against fucking Bournemouth, Ross.
It's fucking mate, they're terrible. And I think like even the linesmen, right? I think the linesmen have got in their head to be like, oh well, even if I don't get it right, I got VAR to back me up. And that's a dangerous fucking like narrative to set because you're just complacent then. But all of them are terrible. Like I was right by the touchline yesterday, and the amount of people that shouted at the linesman just missing simple things and all that, they're fucking awful.
I feel like they're a very, very weak person around the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're fucking shit, and they don't go with the right decision sometimes. Like for instance, if we're going to go back to old decisions, remember the one against Liverpool and Spurs in the corner with the fucking Kane situation? The referee didn't even know the right call and just went, fuck it, I'm giving a pen.
Yeah.
They're all cowboys, man. Honestly.
Cowboys.
They've always been shit though. Like, even back in the day, like Howard Webb and that lad, they've always been bad. But now this VAR, don't get me started on that VAR, man. As you just said, that United goal yesterday, I seen a screenshot of, like, do you know Burnley scored a goal against United at Old Trafford, but it was ruled offside. And then they got the still image from that and the still image from yesterday's game. And honestly, you'd be thinking to yourself, the Chelsea, the one yesterday was the offside goal. The Burnley one was offside. Like, they make up their own rules as they go along. I just can't stand these refs.
That's the biggest issue, though, isn't it, Mo? It's like throughout the league, they're not consistent. And, like, I don't know if you remember a few games back, Verge, like, the camera zoomed in on Verge, and you caught him saying to the referee, there's 2 teams playing on this pitch, or something along the lines of that. And it's like, they're so... I don't mind if fouls and shit go against Liverpool. I don't mind it at all. It's part of the game. But if you're going to give one to Liverpool then for a foul or a certain type of foul, you've got to give one to the opposition team. And they don't do it. They are fucking cowboys, Mo. You're right. I can't stand them.
Literally, I think that was the Newcastle game when Verge was like, listen,
the
fouls are happening on both sides. What's going on
here?
Yeah.
He didn't give fuck all to us either, did he? I remember that. Because, like, Newcastle, we know they're notorious. Like, Joe Linton, he can go in and get 3-4 fouls. And then the refs...
It's very influenced, aren't they? And it makes them have a shit game. And they've always been the same. Do you know what? I understand why they want to have VAR in there, a few extra eyes, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Either use it correctly or don't use it at all. Do you know what I mean? They're re-reffing games. The one that I remember from this season, there's already been so many, but the Chelsea Crystal Palace match where Crystal Palace scored, not Crystal Palace, sorry, Fulham, where the kid scored, that 18-year-old, but then they ruled it off. Like they cancelled the goal because apparently there was a foul in the middle of the pitch. It's just like, even you don't even have to play the highest level of football. Even if you just play them the Astros 7-aside, you can tell that's not a foul. But now the people that are refereeing our matches are telling us that's a foul. Do you know what I mean? And then the rule that they came up, the Crystal Palace score, Eze scored against Chelsea again, with the 1 meter.
Fucking hell.
It's like, what? Where did they come up with this? Like, oh, mate, honestly.
This is it. Like I'm saying here, none of them have played the game. That's the problem. They've got no fucking idea of what the game's about, and it fucking pisses me off. Do you know what I mean? But look, if you just joined us, smash a like, subscribe, shout out to AR. Mo, just obviously because you had to go and do something, but I want to put this one to you.
Yeah.
Do you know where people are talking about Liverpool getting 2-0 and sitting off a notch? I also think Liverpool have been a bit unlucky with making the third goal count. You know, for instance, yesterday, Liverpool break on Everton in the second half. I'm sure you remember it. And then Gakpo again, who's in poor form for me. And in my opinion, I'll be forcing him to play that Southampton game to try and get some goodness back into his game. He breaks, the ball goes to him, fucking shit pass, and Everton block it. He then puts the ball over the top to Mo. Mo drags it back. It's little things like that where Liverpool usually, when they're at the blistering best, they put them away. Do you know what I mean? Mo's shot was a bit light, and it's an easy save for Jordan Pickford in the end with his little fucking tiny arms. Just wanted to throw that in. But usually Liverpool finish that off. No, that game goes 3-0. Totally different game.
Yeah.
But it's given confidence to other teams, and they're getting goals off it. Atletico Madrid done the same sort of thing. It's a little bit unlucky, isn't it? Because usually, let's be honest, if Liverpool get 3-0 yesterday, that game finishes probably 5 or fucking 6. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. If we get that third, then game's curtains. But it's a repeated pattern this season. It's happened too many times. It's happened against Bournemouth. It's happened against Newcastle. Happened against Atletico. And I'm not going to lie, it almost happened yesterday. Because after we scored that second goal, like this whole season, actually, I feel like we forget how to play football. We just can't string any passes together. Everyone's giving away the ball.
Alisson started doing it yesterday, Mo, didn't he?
Yeah, Alisson did. Even Virgil did towards the end, like that back pass to Ali. And then Ali had to kick it off for a throw-in, literally in like probably the last attack of the match. And I literally, at that point, I had my head in my hands because I was thinking, they just chuck this ball into the box right now and anything can happen. Thankfully, nothing happened. But it is a repeated pattern where we are really struggling to get that third goal. As you said, there's like moments towards the end of the opportunity where maybe we should be doing a little bit better. But I think it's more of a problem of the general overall play. After we score the second goal, I think we've become a little bit complacent in a way. I think we take us off the gas a little bit. We don't press as hard as we were pressing before the 2 goals. The link-up play, and there's just a few issues. Like I think maybe I'm nitpicking, but I'm thinking at the same time it's a repeated pattern that's happened a couple of times this season. So clearly there's an issue there. I'm not smart enough to know what the issue is. I'm not a tactician. Do you know what I mean? I just watch the football. I just watch the Reds to win. Do you know what I mean? But I'm no tactician, but I'm sure there's smart people out there. You guys will probably know a lot better than me what the reason is. Like what happens to us after we score that second goal? Why do we just look like a League Two side that doesn't know how to play football? It's strange. Like
it is strange, lad. It is fucking very, very strange. I can't seem to fucking work it out. It's like they'll go 100 miles an hour, but then they'll drop off to about 70. Yeah. And you've got to remember, Mo, the teams in the Premier League, professional footballers, they can deal with it. Do you know what I mean? When you have a drop off, you give them fucking confidence for nothing.
100%. Look, any team in the Premier League, there's a reason why they're in the Prem. They've all got really, really, really good players. Do you know what I mean? So they're professional footballers, playing in the Premier League. So obviously they can take advantage. Even if we take our foot off the pedal just a little bit, other teams can sniff that and get back into the game. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, Everton just didn't have that final end product. Do you know what I mean? Like they did have a lot of the ball in the second half, but they didn't really create much. And I think maybe that's one thing that we need to take credit for. I don't think there's been many big chances created against us. Yeah. Most of the goals we've conceded have been like from set pieces. I'm thinking the Newcastle match. Even yesterday, I think it came from... No, yesterday was from McAllister's mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah. We've been it's always come from the opposition's left-hand side across the box, isn't it? Because you think Newcastle was the same fucking thing. It was the header, wasn't it? Semenyo's goal, the ball come from the left-hand side across to the middle of the goal. You just got to... I think the right-back position has caused us where we keep conceding chances from. Do you know what I mean?
And I don't think this is a coincidence because that's one of the positions that's been a lot of chop and change this season.
100%.
It's been Frimpong, then it was Szoboszlai, then it was Bradley. Do you know what I mean? It's chop and change. Yeah. There hasn't been much rhythm in that position. That's why we need to I don't know who you guys think is like the nailed on choice for right back. I'm still undecided. Like, I know Bradley was bad yesterday. He wasn't the best, and he wasn't the best against Atletico. But I've still got my reservations about Frimpong as well. Like,
Still new, isn't he? I think he's showed more fucking. He's a lot better in form than Bradley at the minute.
he definitely is, but I'm just not sure about Frimpong in terms of his defensive ability. Like, don't get me wrong, from what he has played, and it's only a very small sample size, he has looked very, very good defensively. Like, he looks like he's got that recovery pace, like similar to like Kyle Walker. And
fucking rapid, lad, isn't he?
He's so rapid. But what I worry about him is sometimes he gets a little bit too tight, and a really good winger can just roll him. Maybe he'll catch up to him because the guy's a sprinter. He's too fast, isn't he?
You have to give him half a pitch head start.
Did you see that against Arsenal though? Like there was a time against Arsenal where they went down the left wing and Frimpong was like, I think it must have been just by the halfway line, and he is rapid. I just seen him bomb down to like defend. He's fucking unbelievable. He's like the Roadrunner fucking cartoon. He's just poof, gone. You know what I mean?
Like, and it's quite refreshing because obviously over the last 10 years or whatever, what Trent was doing in that position, like if someone gets past Trent, he's never catching up to them. He wasn't the fastest. But obviously, Frimpong rapid. And I think he brings out the best of Salah as well.
He does. I tweeted LB the other day, Mo, because I said the biggest compliment we can give Frimpong and potentially Bradley, because I know the shade is, I don't think we've missed Trent.
No.
And I think that's the biggest compliment we can give him at the minute, because Trent, let's be honest, I can't stand the lad. I can't. But he was world class. He was. But the fact you've had those lads or Frimpong come in, I know Bradley's been injured. I don't think Frimpong has done anything overly bad. But I think you mentioned about good wingers and if he'll get found out. When we go into those later games of the Champions League, that's where I think we'll see the if Frimpong will have any difficulties and so on against those elite players, the Viniciuses and so on.
100%.
Well, I just think, Ross, for me, I personally think the right back slot is Frimpong. I think he's been really good since he's come to Liverpool. I think he's been very underrated of how good he's actually been, to be honest. And I was surprised that he didn't start yesterday, personally. I thought it was his position yesterday because I think Bradley did well in stages. Do you know what I can't seem to work out with Conor Bradley at the minute is where he'll look like he's facing forward and he'll turn back and start fucking panicking a bit with the ball. And that's not like him. I think Bradley's problem at the minute is the rhythm and not playing game after game. But that is his problem. That's his fucking issue, isn't it? He's got to fight it down with, Frimpong, for instance. Look, the fact of the matter is Liverpool are unsure about the right back position, hence why they went and bought another one. Do you know what I mean? People thought he was just going to be his position straight away. And for me, I think he's got a lot of improvement to do, Conor Bradley, lads. And he obviously picks up knocks, and it's not a great thing. But he had parts of it in stages. But for me, another player who needs to play on the midweek game against Southampton's Conor Bradley. I think he's got to sort this form out. So we know he's much better than he's performed. Do you know what I mean? We've seen him against Real Madrid. He was fucking outstanding. Even against Chelsea in the home game last year. Brilliant. He scored the goal and shit, didn't he? One of them goals he scored recently against Chelsea. But look, you win titles and win Champions Leagues and domestic cups by having a squad, Ross. But I just want to talk about, why do you think, you were at the game, how did you feel it was yesterday when Liverpool were 2-0 up? Do you think, is it flowing down from the crowd, a bit of nerves or something, Ross? What do you think?
I don't think it was initially, especially yesterday, because the 2 goals were so quick that my feeling was we're going to run over them,
Yeah.
And then as time went on, obviously you're sitting there watching the game, and then you just see a little bit of sloppiness. You just see, a little bit of like fucking uncertainty.
Passes, lad.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's where I think it allowed Everton to creep back in. And then you do sense it a little bit. When Everton start getting possession of the ball and they're retaining the ball well, you're like, okay, Everton could grab one here. And then it happened. And this is the whole kind of mentality about going 2-0 up. And Mo mentioned maybe we are taking our foot off the gas or something. I certainly, Mo, I'm not smart enough, same as you, mate, to work out what's going wrong. But it's a bit of an odd one. But I think once those 2 goals went in, the feeling of Anfield was like, we're going to have him here. That's what it felt like. But as time went on, it just faded away. And then credit to Everton. Again, we mentioned it a few times. They played really, really well. So, fair play to them for giving us, a tough, I would say 70, 80 minutes of football.
Ross, I want to keep this question to you because you've just been talking. What do you think's going on with Chiesa?
I don't know. I thought based off early season that he was gonna get a lot more minutes. He was gonna be like a vital member of the squad to come on and make an impact. I think he'll start on Tuesday, if I'm honest. But then when he got left out the Champions League squad, and we spoke about it a lot, and Rick, I know you're pro Rio.
Don't get me started about that group chat about Chiesa like that Champions League. Fucking hell.
But it's a bit of an odd one. As soon as he got left out the Champions League squad, and I was thinking about this on the way home last night, I think he's gone potentially in Jan.
I can see that.
Yeah, there was a lot of talks about him going back to Italy last summer, and the more I think about
Didn't
it
even go on the tour, did he?
No, it's very odd. And the thing is, I really like him. I don't think he's had a bad game from us apart from the Plymouth game last year, but everyone was shit last year. I think as he's come on, he's looked really like a big threat, but being left out that Champions League squad, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm glad Rio's in.
It though, Ross. There's a reason he's left out.
Yeah.
I can't seem to work out. I like Chiesa. Do you know what I mean? But there's some. We only see the match day, right? We only see the glimpses in training. We see fucking minuscule. There's something not right, is there? The club have obviously identified something with him that they're not happy with.
He's not good enough.
Potentially. But do you know what, though?
He's like a kid in a sweet shop. Fucking hell. Like, you get 10, 15 minutes out of him. He can't start games. He can't last.
How do you know, though, if you don't give him a fucking
you can look at him. You can look at the type of player he is. He's
Has he not scored right there, though, Rick? Has he not scored fucking big goals for Liverpool? Because in my eyes, he has.
One.
The
Bournemouth game.
He got Liverpool nearly fucking back into the game in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, I think the game was done when he scored, lad.
It was done because he probably wasn't on the pitch long, and he came in and fucking impacted it. But look,
he's only at the club because he's an £8 million player. That's why he's still at the club. There's no value in him. He's on big wages. I think he'll go next summer. He won't go in January because we lose Mo for AFCON. So we need the bodies around. But like the Champions League squad, I'd rather Rio in there. Like Rio looks like he's more direct. He looks like he does more in a game. Chiesa just looks like he won the lottery. He just looks like he's excited to be there. Like,
do you think though, Rick? Just touching on Rio in that Champions League squad, when he came on against Atletico, I was sitting in the Annie Road end, so I could see down that like left hand wing, and I think that Atleti game was a little bit of a realization that Rio is still a very, very young kid.
Yeah,
and I do think he struggled a little bit in Atletico Madrid.
What, in the Atletico game?
Yeah, I think
he's done more in that game than Gakpo. Like he's done more in 2 games, like when he's been on, than what Gakpo's done all season at the minute.
Oh yeah, we know Gakpo is
fucking hell.
But
Road Cohen do more at the minute.
Yeah, but you see the Atletico fullback get put under pressure as soon as Rio come on. They dropped further back a little bit. Like Chiesa won't offer you that in a game. If you're bringing Chiesa on, I'm not excited. I'm not like.
I fucking was when he scored that Bournemouth goal. I know that.
I don't think Chiesa's good enough, lads.
No, he's not.
He's nowhere near the level. We're talking about Liverpool potentially trying to win the Premier League and the Champions League and maybe another trophy or maybe 4. Chiesa is not that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would honestly rather have Rio play. And honestly, I think Rio is going to have such a good game against Southampton on Tuesday.
Yeah, you will.
It's going to be very difficult not to start him against Crystal Palace. I'd be genuinely serious. I think he's going to absolutely cook Southampton on Tuesday. And then that Palace match next Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is, he's going to have to play. If he plays really, really well against Southampton, Gakpo's not doing much. Let's just start Rio.
This is it, mate. This is what is the exciting thing about Liverpool at the minute. Fucking all the players are top players. Let's make no mistake about it. But I say it time and time again, you win big competitions by the squad. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, I know people are getting worried about who's the midfield. Is it where it's Mac? I suppose like Gravenberch. I don't give a fuck who it is as long as they're playing well. And it's up to the manager. This is why they're paid the fucking top money. Look, touching up on Chiesa, there's a reason why obviously he's not fucking playing. The manager knows more than any of us and anyone in the comments. He's seeing them all the time. This is what I'm saying. It's got to be something that they're seeing and just thinking, it's not for us. I agree with you, Ross. I think there's something going to be brewing in for January. I do, and people think Liverpool, because of the comments early on in the season, James Pearce and fucking all that. Liverpool will have their eye on a couple of players that they probably couldn't have got in towards the end. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool will quieten things down. And do not be surprised to see a fucking another forward coming in if he's going in January. I think he will go. Do you know what I mean?
I think he will. And I think we could go after another left winger as well, like you said, to replace Diaz.
I think they're going to go for it. Personally, if I'm looking at another fucking forward, I think it's going to be someone that can play in a few of them positions, to be honest. Because they've got to have a bit of everything, haven't they? I think, for instance, touching up on let's go into Gakpo, right? Because I think he's in terrible form at the minute. The predictability is stained. I feel like we're bashing Liverpool at the minute, but we're not. Do you know, we're just having an open chat. And I hope everyone in the comments can fucking fire some stuff in as well. But shout out to everyone. If you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe. I think where Gakpo's struggling more is the predictability is killing him at the minute. This is where Luis Diaz got himself out of trouble because he could go either side. If you're a low block fucking team, probably you're looking at Gakpo and thinking not having the greatest fucking issue with him because you know what he's going to do. It's mad, isn't it, Mo? It'll work against good teams, but shit teams can deal with it.
That's really a good way to put it because he is so predictable. You know exactly what he's going to do. It's that run and then cuts in, shoots. That's all he does. Constantly repeat. And it's just like, try something else. Maybe try Keke's overlaps. Like, Keke does a lot of overlaps. Like, he's constantly bombing on. Maybe just find him once. Maybe try and do a little 1-2 if you're striker. Maybe try and cross the back post. Like, there's other options for you, lad. You don't have to always just cut in and shoot constantly. And last season, he was good for us at Liverpool. And I think, Ben, we've had this discussion as well. Last season, he was good, but when we discussed it, it was more like because he had competition in that position. He had Diaz right behind him. Like, if he's not performing well, then Diaz is jumping straight into that team. So Gakpo had to, like, obviously step up his game. Diaz had to step up his game too. And then eventually Slot managed to build them both into the team. You had Diaz playing up front, and you had Gakpo on the left wing. But still, I feel like that competition motivated Gakpo to find another level. And last season was by far his best season for Liverpool. I've never been the biggest fan of Gakpo, I'll be honest with you. Like Gakpo, Diaz, Núñez, and three, I was never the biggest fan of them. Gakpo was probably the best of the three, in my opinion. But last season, he was really good. And I was hoping this season he could really kick on and find that next level. But honestly, I feel like he's just regressed and he's gone back to that level before last season. And that is very
frustrating, isn't it?
It's frustrating because I feel like, honestly, this season, I thought it was going to be his breakout season. This is going to be the season where he just explodes and he's going to be like one of the best players in the Liverpool team in the Premier League. But instead, I don't know what it is. He's just like, maybe it's a lack of confidence. Maybe I don't know. I genuinely don't know because it's strange. How have you regret so much from last season? I think that's why I mentioned earlier if Rio has a good game against Southampton, like I'm talking a very, very good game because obviously Southampton are just going to be a gang of bullies that are just going to try and low block and just, you know, be snared with it throughout the whole match. If Rio can perform and outshine everyone else on that team, there's a strong case to just put Gakpo on the bench and say, listen, breather, take little seats, and then try and get back into the team after the next game. Is it?
The which, sorry?
Have we got the international break after Crystal Palace? No, we're playing Chelsea. We're playing Chelsea after the net.
Yeah. I think the end of October.
Yeah, end of October, yeah. No, beginning of October.
Haven't we got United directly after the international break as well?
Yeah. So Chelsea and the international break.
United and all the Villas and all that shit start popping up then, innit? Which fucking hell, I was talking to Rick before, how the fuck a Villa not even won a game or scored a goal?
Incredible.
You know what though, about that? Oh, I don't think Edwards and that fancy him, you know. Like, pause, that's a bit mad. They obviously don't fancy him, but like, you know what I mean? Like, they probably don't rate him to the highest of levels compared to the rest. And they got the eye on Gakpo thinking we can probably cash in on him, maybe get like 70 mil, similar to like Diaz. He's a value, like we can sell him and then invest that money into a different player. And then that different player can provide so much more for us. And I've genuinely got a feeling that you're talking about Casey getting sold. I don't even count Casey as a Liverpool player. Genuinely, he's just like
he's hardly fucking going to be seen, is he? Let's be fucking honest.
he's an optional extra that's just in and around the squad. Do you know what I mean? Got an amazing song, but apart from that,
He's a cup holder in a Lamborghini. That's what he is.
yeah. But when you look at like Edwards and Richards, like what we've seen this summer, if we want to buy any players, we're going to have to sell players. And if we're going to buy any new players next season, I genuinely think Gakpo's one of them that can probably be sold. Like eventually, there was links in the summer with Bayern Munich. I think next summer there's a good chance that he can get sold and that we can improve in that position and in other areas on the pitch.
Well, I think it's, you know, we're talking about TK going on the left. That's not a great sign for Cody, do you know what I mean? He's got to knuckle down. Rick, I'm going to come to you just while I'm also just going to go get my laptop charger before the fucking thing goes off again. Like last time. Rick, what was I going to talk about? Talking points. I want to mention, right, what's fucking causing mayhem as well. They're going on about now about the extra time being 3 minutes and only a minute, right? It's strange to see slightly 3 minutes, but come on, they're trying to look at any excuse to discredit Liverpool. So I want to pose that to you, and I'm just going to go and get my laptop charger for a minute, so crack on.
Yeah, they probably see the amount of late goals Liverpool get for and like that. We're only going to give them minimum 3 minutes. I see Rio moaning about it yesterday because Man United game was 7 or 8 minutes, forgetting that they had 2 red cards in the game as well to Div. But yeah, like I'm not one for a lot of added extra time. Just get the game done. Like I'd love for the game to be, if the ball goes out of play, it stops, time stops, comes back in, it starts again. As soon as 90 minutes hits, so like the first stoppage in play, the game's done. Like rugby, like as soon as it hits 80 minutes or whatever it is, and then the buzzer goes. Like we need to cut this extra time out, added on 9-10 minutes because the ball's in play for 40 minutes of a game. There needs to be some new rules come up like this to stop time wasting. The goalkeeper gets 8 seconds in his hand or something like that, then it goes out for a corner for the other team if it exceeds that. I've only ever seen that once this season, to be fair, and I'm seeing the goalie still hold the ball for like 20 seconds. But yeah, I'm not like. To be fair to Liverpool yesterday, I think it was a touch that it was only 3 minutes. Anything longer, we could have been like under massive pressure. And you know what Liverpool are like, under pressure sometimes we buckle. But yeah, get the 3 minutes, we got the win, and then hopefully when we lose, drawing or something, then we get the 10 minutes added on. But yeah, we'll take it, 3 minutes.
Mo, overall, it was a great, great afternoon, and it was for you, Ross, to walk out of the grounds. Win fucking Liverpool, 3 points. Merseyside will always be red. I want to pose this to you, because obviously we'll start to wrap up in a minute. I'll go to you first, Ross, obviously, because I forgot to go to you a minute ago. Apologies about that, lad. I can see you on the screen, of course.
I'm here, mate.
I was getting a bit nervous of me fucking laptop. So I have juiced it up, AR. Don't you worry now, we're fucking fired right up. But 6 points clear now, Liverpool. And... you know, I was speaking to Mo, we were going to touch up on this today. Arsenal and City. It's definitely worth talking about this game. It's nice to have our feet up and watch this game with no pressure on us, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ultimately,
definitely.
I think our win yesterday has put major, major pressure on both of these teams. And do you know what? I think they didn't expect it to be under so much pressure straight away. Arteta can't afford to lose today, Ross, can he?
No, and I think this kind of puts them in an awkward position because Arteta, like, I know Arsenal fans will say we've spent X amount in the summer, we need to perform, blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget Arsenal have spent extreme amounts of money as well. You know, we've heard Arsenal fans for years going, we haven't had a striker. You've just signed a lad from Portugal for extreme money, similar to the Ekitike fee, 60, 70 million, something like that. So Arsenal have to perform. And I think going into the City game, you have a look at the previous games recently between Arsenal and City, they've been a bit tasty, haven't they? You know, it does get a bit shitty in those games. You got bloody Miles Skelly doing Haaland celebration, pissing off their fans. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's immense pressure on Arsenal. And Ben, we've spoken about this before. I have a mate who's an Arsenal fan who's you know, I posed a question to him all the time. When do you sack Arteta if he's not delivering, you know? But I think the fact we've just got our heads down, we've taken it a game at the time, we've come away with 6 points clear. Arsenal are looking at that, and there's immense pressure to go, fuck, boys, we can't lose against Man City today. And Man City don't want to lose either. So I think it's going to be proper tasty. And going into the Palace game, if we're 6 points clear, I think even going into the festive period, points clear is a win, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, I think Arsenal need to tread very carefully. They need to get it right, otherwise we're going to leave them in the dust.
Well, do you know what? It's so big for both teams, Mo.
Yeah.
If Arsenal beat City are 9 points behind us already. For me, they're gone then. I don't give a shit if we haven't even fucking played them yet. If you're 9 points ahead of the team who everyone's now looking at going, they're just champions fucking near enough again, the way Liverpool have started. You know, obviously it's a long season, of course, not jinxing anything, but both managers will be under pressure by Liverpool winning again yesterday. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to remember that we've already beat Arsenal, so we're already fucking making their heads turn. Do you know, what do you think is the ideal scenario for this game? And I'll tell you what, we talked before, Mo, Gyökeres, he needs to score in one of these big games, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, I think both teams, it's a lot of pressure on them. I think maybe there's a lot more pressure on City because I agree with you. They lose this game, 9 points at this stage. Good luck clawing that back. That means Liverpool have to lose 3 games in the course of the season, and then you to be perfect. And obviously, we've seen City in the past be perfect, but this is not the same City team from a few years back. So I can't see them going undefeated throughout the whole entire season. And so honestly, it's so early on, but it's such a big game for them. They cannot lose this game. And with Arsenal, I think they're in a similar boat as well. It's strange with Arsenal because I know a lot of Arsenal fans, and Arsenal fans are very, very, very emotionally charged. If they win this game, they'll be like, we're winning the Premier League. If they lose the game, it will be Arteta needs to get sacked. It's like there's no like normal discourse between them. It's either black or white, you know what I mean? It's hot or cold.
Yeah.
It's literally they are so like hot-headed when it comes to these sort of things. But one thing for sure is it proves that it will be a really, really tasty game later. Both teams are going to really want it. Such early on in the season as well, September, and we've already got a game like this where both teams do not want to lose. Yeah. And typically when this usually does happen, it tends to turn out to be like a draw. So personally, I think both teams are going to cancel each other out. I think Arteta's going to do the typical thing that he usually does where he overthinks things, packs the whole midfield, and then he plays that Gyökeres. And to touch on that Gyökeres, I don't rate him at all. Yeah, I don't think he's a very good footballer. He is a good finisher, don't get me wrong. If he gets the chance, he will score. But the thing is, the game's 90 minutes. His touch is horrendous. His hold-up play is
his Timberland boots on.
Timberland boots, yeah. His link-up play is disgusting. His positioning's good and his finishing's good. So if they
sounds like an agenda, Mo. There,
it's coming for him.
It's just from what I've seen, and I've been hearing for years. Oh, when we get our striker, we're gonna win the Premier League. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, mate. If this is what you think it's gonna, and they're all unanimously in the same boat that Gyökeres is the guy.
Yeah,
but it's not. And to touch on your point just before there, Ross, where you said like Arteta's under massive pressure because they've spent a lot of money. The owners have backed them heavily. Like they haven't sold much, so everything that they bought is just straight money from the owners. With us, of course, we spent a lot of money, but we've sold a lot as well. Do you know what I mean? A lot of that. So with them, Arteta's been seriously back this summer. But all the players they've needed, they need to win the league this season. They don't. He has to go.
They do. I was saying this, Mo, to one of my Arsenal mates, because we had a back and forth about is it between Arsenal and Liverpool for the league. And, you know, I think as soon as we signed Isak, when I was having a chat with him, it was like, it's Liverpool favourites to win the league. And I'm like, yeah, look, we've spent a lot of money. We've reinforced. We do need to win the league. I agree. You know, but like Arsenal have spent, how much have Arsenal spent now? Close to $1 billion?
1.3 billion in it.
Well, fuck, 1.3 billion since Arteta has come in. Yeah. He has had everything he's needed to go and win a league. And I've said this for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Has Arteta actually progressed Arsenal, or has he just stagnated a little bit? Because that's how I see it.
No, he's definitely brought them to this level. Like they're not a band
to the table, but he hasn't. They've been at the table fucking far too long now and not done anything at the table.
Now they actually need to like win that league title, win the Champions League, win something big, because they've got really good players. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. They've got really good players, but it's the mentality. Like, the most important thing is the mentality. I feel like these lads now, like, their mentality, it seems like, I feel like they're very similar to the manager and the fans. The whole club is very similar. All very emotionally charged, all very, like, over the top.
Fucking hands up, fucking on the first game of the season last year.
All that stuff, like, hands up and stuff. Like, I feel like they're all very, very similar. They suit each other perfectly. The players, the fans, the manager, everything about them. Emotional, very hysteric, very, like, you know, over the top with things.
Fucking yapping all the time.
Yeah. But sometimes the players just need to have that cool, calm, level-headed mindset.
Look at Van Dijk compared to the antics of Odegaard, for instance.
Yeah, that's so spot on. That is so spot on. Like, I still don't understand why that Odegaard's their captain. That one always confused. Like, for me, I love Rice. I think Rice is really good. He would be an amazing captain for them. But
I think Gabriel as well.
Yeah, he's a fucking great player for Arsenal.
Yeah. I think he's better than Saliba. I genuinely think that lad is better than Saliba. I do think he
has more of an impact for Arsenal, Gabriel.
He does, yeah. He goes and gets goals. You know, he's very much a, like, fuck you attitude on the pitch, isn't he? He's a big lad. Do you know what I mean? I do think there's an element of Arteta where, Mo, you mentioned about he overthinks things, and he goes to these big games, and Anfield is a perfect example of that. He came to Anfield, and that team he put out shouted, "I'm happy to get a point."
It'll be the exact same team today. Mark my words. Like, all these Arsenal fans are probably thinking they're going to play Wanyeri. I guarantee you Wanyeri's not playing today. No. If Odegaard's fit, then he'll come in for Merino. If not, then it'll be Merino, Rice, Zubimendi. And then he'll have Madueke on the right, Eze as a left, and Gokares up front. It will be the exact same team. Very pragmatic.
You can't do that, though, to win league titles, can you?
If you want to win the league title, you need to go into these matches, especially at home. Okay, I understand that Anfield is going to be difficult. At the Etihad, it's going to be difficult. Yeah. But at home, you need to take the ball and try and win the game. Don't go there, be all pragmatic, pack the midfield and defend for your lives. No, you need to go there and smash them, similar to what they did last season to City, beat them 5-1 or 6-1, whatever it was.
5-1,
yeah. They need to do something similar like that this season, but I don't think he will. I genuinely don't think he will.
Do you know what it is? Problem is, Mo, he's not willing to risk 3 points to go for the win. That's what we will do. Lads, sometimes, do you know what, right? I've always said this. I'd rather be going at it fucking toe to toe and trying to win. And if you lose, you lose. It's fucking part of football. Yeah. Shit house it and go, nah, we're not winning now. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, that Chelsea game yesterday, that manager fucking shit his kecks when that fucking keeper got sent off. Brought all the fucking forwards off. Left one up there. That he may as well have just stuck a flag in the ground. Do you know what I mean? And then United get a player sent off and Chelsea had fuck all to go for themselves. But I think this is where tonight Arteta will be judged. I'm sure, Rick, what's your take on it? We've had many a chats fucking Arteta, you know, over time. And do you know what? Right? I think he's improved Arsenal, but he's stagnated in the last couple of years. There's no excuses for him now. Regardless of what we've done, we fucked his graft up because we weren't meant to win last year in everyone's eyes. So we've made him look a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? Because we've just come up, fucking slapped him on the back of the head and won the league. And I think, do you know what I thought? Right, in the last couple of years, 2 years, I felt like with our investment, with our lack of investment in the last year or so, not this season in particular, I felt like we allowed Arsenal to creep in there, and that pissed me off because I can't stand that dickhead Arteta. You see, he's too much of that, and no, you've just alluded to it. The players, they're an epitome of him. Like Ross, Rick, we've had chats about Odegaard. Never used to say boo to a goose. Now he's like a little Arteta bellend on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Constantly yapping, throwing his hands up, too emotional, and that's why I made the reference of Van Dijk to Odegaard. Van Dijk is telling our players, shut the fuck up, do you know what I mean? Where he's like egging them on to be idiots on the pitch. Constantly fucking doing all this for yellow cards and stuff like that. But I think the pressure is on Arteta today more so than Pep Guardiola. Look, I don't expect to see Pep Guardiola anyway next year. And I think he's overseen their little rebuild of moving De Bruyne on, do you know what I mean? Blah, 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 bringing players in. So for me, Guardiola's probably looking at it going, it is what it is this year. Whatever. I don't think Guardiola expects to win the league this year. But that other fella in the dugout has to win something big this year, or his arse is on fire because he's getting fired out of that cannon of the fucking Emirates, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I see there's Arsenal fans keep putting him in one of the best managers in Europe. The geezer ain't won nothing. I think he's a certain level, and I think he's the level he's at now. He's took them as far as he can go. He's spent pure cash. Odegaard's another one like that. When he took the picture at the Emirates when they beat us that season. I mean, fucking hell, like crack on. I just think that the level is there, and that he's not going to get them over the line. In Europe, he shit himself. They beat Real Madrid, and they thought they won the thing straight after that. Then got dealt a lesson by PSG. But yeah, I'm hoping for a draw, but I do think Arsenal might beat City today. I think they might edge it out.
Smelly fucking win.
Yeah, I think they'll edge it out 1-0 probably from a set piece again, because that's all they seem to score from. I don't think Arteta knows how to score a goal from open play. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it's a draw, because I think that'd be the best result for us, a draw. That more or less cancels City out completely, more or less, and then Arsenal, they're just going to fall off. And I think it'll be a bigger gap this year than it was last year.
It's going that way.
What was the gap last year? I can't remember.
Was it 9?
Yeah, I can't
9 or 10, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was at one stage till we went on the bevies and come back from our baby and
we
stuff like that.
party for a month, didn't we?
Yeah. Scott didn't want to be there, did he? Every time he got interviewed, he looked like his tan improved.
Remember they were all taking the piss out of him in the change room in the fucking training ground with the champions fucking thing. When he was in Ibiza in fucking Ocean fucking in the DJ fucking thing. So what score do you think?
I've actually brought out the DVD for that CL. Man. They brought out the DVD.
It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if they did.
What was it for the Champions League one?
Yeah, when they beat Real Madrid.
Do you know what? And I tell you what, do you know what fucks me off about them? They copy every song of Liverpool as well.
Oh, mate.
Every song that they haven't copied, and you can tell they haven't because it's fucking terrible.
Oh, mate. And it's the fact that it just makes me cringe. Like, why are you copying all our songs? Next thing you know, they're going to reword You Never Walk Alone. They'll reword Fields of Anfield Road. Probably Sportscouts and Tommy as well. North London, someone. Do you know what I mean?
They'll be singing You'll Never Walk Alone in a fucking couple of years, lad. They're just a fucking joke, aren't they?
Like, where's the originality? Like, why don't you want to be yourselves, authentic? Do you know what I mean? It's just that's what I mean. The whole club is just. I used to like Arsenal as a kid, you know.
It's changed, lad, a lot, mate, since he's focused on there in particular.
Don't know what's happened. Like, when I was a kid watching Henry and Bergkamp, Ljungberg, Vieira, I used to love watching them as a kid, but I don't know, man. But it's not just now.
Thierry, lad, was one of my favourite players of all time, lad.
Yeah.
And since that dickhead's gone to them from Everton.
Yeah. But even before then, lad, because social media wasn't like really that rife, but I know a lot of Arsenal fans, especially in my area.
You told me the other day, and it is true what you said. You said they're a YouTube channel with a football team.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, that is. That's brilliant.
Like, genuinely, like, I know a lot of Arsenal fans in my area, and like, I'm talking even 15 years ago, like the early 2010s, they're the exact same as they are right now. But now they've got social media, and they're all, you just see these gremlins coming out chatting the worst rubbish. Like,
you know it's bad, don't you, Mo, when you have 40-year-old men sitting in the sands doing this, like, it's fucking terrible.
Who's going to have a big time?
You wouldn't see me. Did you see that video that they did? Do you see the video that they did when they signed Gyökeres and they had
well, they were running around the corner,
That's running from fucking titles is what they were doing, mate. They're nowhere near it.
You know what it's going to be? Some cunt is going to screenshot me doing a fucking celebration now and send it to me.
I'm going to get that now and fuck you over, lads.
Sticker in the group, lads.
Yeah, Mo, you said it there. There's just no fucking... They're cringy as fuck, lad. But what score do you think? What score?
Do you know what? Honestly, it's a hard one to predict. I have been thinking about this, honestly, since we've been talking about them. And I don't know. Genuinely, it's going to be really difficult. Like, Haaland's in really good form at the moment.
He is.
Haaland's in really good form. Can I see Haaland scoring? Yes. But then Arsenal's defense is so solid. Like, all credit to them. That defense is really, really, really solid. So I'm going to go with... I don't know. I was thinking, in my head, 2-0 Arsenal. But I think Arsenal will eventually... Yeah, do you know what? Since we've been talking about it, I'm going to go with 1-1. I'm going to go with 1-1.
Here's our mate.
Yes.
LB, shout out to the big man.
My guy.
He was on BT last night, wasn't he? TNT.
Yeah.
Shout out, LB.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
brilliant. Gary, absolute fuckwit TV. And do you know what? No, when you told me that, lad, it's stuck with me, lad. They are the YouTube. Do you know what? We're fucking on YouTube, but the way they've carried on over the years, you know what I mean? And fucking even the club have had digs at them, do you know what I mean, lad? It's one of them, but it's the ridiculous takes that I can't stand. And do you know when I go on, lads, you probably see me effing and blind and so much on Twitter commenting on these fucking clowns posts, but it's always them. Do you know what I mean? It seems to be coming from their side of it.
I'm in a WhatsApp. I'm not a WhatsApp. A Twitter group, yeah, and it's just all the lads. But there's a lot of them that are Arsenal fans. And genuinely, if you see some of the conversations in there, you'll be thinking, "What on earth is going on?" There's one guy on there.
I can't knock it.
There's one guy on there. I'm not going to name him. I love him to bits. He's
Call him out.
He's my mate in it. I love him to bits. But oh my god, some of the shouts that he comes up with is just. If he's watching this right now, lad, just sort your head out, lad. Sort your head out. Honestly.
Go for him, lad. Fucking take him out.
Oh, please. Because last season he was chatting so much shit on the TL. Like he was constantly saying weird things about Liverpool. Because last season, can you not remember the sort of stuff that they were saying? Oh, it's not sustainable. Or it's not this. Oh, they're getting lucky and doing this. It's the same rhetoric now. But then what I was doing last season, I was bookmarking every single message that he made throughout the whole season. And then as soon as we lifted that trophy in May, my God, I made him to the point where he had to delete his, not delete it, but like lock out his Twitter. But yeah, cringe.
Yeah, lads. Ross, what score can you see with them today?
I'm going to go with a 2-2. I think it'd be 2-2.
I'm going to go with a 1-1. I think, like Mo said, I can half see them cancelling each other out, but then I think it's so important for Arteta to win today. I do. I think, if they don't win today, their fans are going to start going, fucking hell, if they don't win, they'll go, fucking same old story, not beating the good side. But they've got to beat one of them. They've got to beat Liverpool or City, especially away. They've already haven't. And they got beat.
They had a perfect opportunity to come to us. Like I thought, like this can sound bad, but I thought Arsenal would look at us and go, we're there for the taking because we were conceding goals. Our defence was looking a bit shaky. Yeah, and then they turn up with fucking four centre halves and 3 DMs. I'm thinking, what the fuck has he done here?
Everyone scored 2 goals against us except for them.
Arsenal, yeah.
Like, well, not everyone, but like, obviously, they're one of the teams that haven't scored 2 goals against us. That was the perfect time for them to come on field and take 3 points.
They should have got beat at Old Trafford, by the way. They should have got beat there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
he should at Anfield, especially at Anfield, he shit the bed. Like he just thought, let me just pack out this midfield like I always do. Play, mate.
He's not about going for wins. He's all about seeing games out. And look, take some advice from us. You can't do that in the big games, mate. I think that's probably what cost us a couple of times in the league titles against City because we didn't get enough wins against them.
But do you remember those seasons against City? Yeah. It was literally like we was within 3 points. City would go and win, then we would go and win, and it was a constant back and forth.
Sane won them the league that year because he fucking that goal fucking went in at the Etihad.
Well, if you look back at that game, that 2-1. It wasn't like we were sitting back defending. It wasn't.
No, we were going for it.
No.
Both teams were going for it. That was probably the highest level of football I think I've ever watched in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was. That Liverpool and City title race.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Phenomenal.
And it was only a millimetre away.
Yeah. Fucking John Stones, wasn't it?
Premier League. I remember that tackle off the line.
That's what I mean. Like Premier League champions, Champions League winners. I think we would have been Centurions and Invincibles all in one season.
Do you remember though? It bled into the Champions League. Do you remember that game where Edison booted it out and Mo chipped him? Champions League. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain scored that game. It was such a big rivalry. I remember going into that Champions League game, and there's something about it. Like there was an incredible atmosphere around those games. Copperberg then launched. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You have a look back at that Man City documentary when that Copperberg at the bus, and it was so like toxic between us, but it was a very, very on footballing level. You're talking elite games all the time.
The fact that they were good at the same time we were good as well. I
remember he was at fucking Goodison when he was playing Everton at half time talking about our front line because we were playing them in the Champions League, and that's how. this is the thing. Because I don't. Do you know what? Right, I'm hoping he goes out. I'd sooner fucking City beat Arsenal today. As much as I want to draw or both of them to fucking lose, you know, Guardiola will be looking at Arteta. Well, look, they've already started winding Arsenal up because fucking Bernardo Silva said Liverpool are our rivals. Let's make no mistake about it. Not Arsenal. He's already fucking stuck one in on them. But I know, for instance, Guardiola, right? He's fucked off with Arsenal to carry on that they've done. So I expect him to try and go and fucking put it on them today. And do you know what? I'd rather them beat them because I can't stand fucking Arsenal. I don't mind City because they're harmless, you know, like that little harmless fucking mate. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to do anything. I know they've been so good over the years, but I'm not that worried about City this year. I think they're in a transition similar to us. But do you know what? I respect Guardiola. I think he's fucking top coach. Do you know what I mean? And he respects us. That's the difference. Arteta doesn't fucking respect anyone. He's just a fucking wanker, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But Ross, Rick, you said 1-0, is that right? Or 1-1?
Yeah, 1-0. I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Okay, so
I really hope they lose though, because when they lose, their head loss is absolutely beautiful. Like all the videos, all the tweets, it's just whenever Arsenal lose, it's just like popcorn time. So I hope
if they do
watch AFTV, lads.
Yes, that's what I tune in.
Mo, if they do lose, right, you have to come back on the pod and name your Arsenal, mate.
I will.
I'll bring him on, lads. Bring him on.
This guy will never get on cameras and stuff and do podcasts. I don't know what's wrong with him. But he's
just
really,
go knock on his door, lad, with your camera. And then he'll be fucking on camera, lad. But Rick, what have we got planned for this week? Any ideas what we've got coming up?
We'll do Southampton show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do a Southampton review Wednesday. I think Thursday we'll do a Palace review.
And I know Adam wants to do a fucking Liverpool quiz, so
we could do that. We could do that Friday if we want to do that.
Yeah, we'll see who's the fucking kingpin of Liverpool, won't we?
That sounds good, that lad.
We'll get you in, lads, a little Liverpool quiz. I know Adam wants to be fucking sorted for like twice a month or something, so we'll get it in. But look, if you've enjoyed it today, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. Mo, give us a shout out on. Tell us about your podcast quickly, so people, if they don't know, can go and tune in.
Yeah, of course, nice one, mate. So the podcast is called Cuts Inside. So you can find us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. It's called Cuts Inside. On the YouTube, it's called Made in Talk Stuff. Basically, Made in Talk Stuff on YouTube. Basically, what it's about is it's not like a Liverpool podcast. It's just more of a general football podcast. So you got Liverpool fans on there. You've got Liverpool fans on there, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, and it's just really chaotic. Loads of arguments, loads of screaming and shouting. It gets really weird as well. Like we always have football chats, but we thought let's just put a camera in front of us. Definitely, if you get a chance, go and check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks very much. Nice one, Ben. Yeah, mate. Look, everyone, make sure you go and give Mo, support him because that's what it's about, isn't it? Top lad, Mo, and we'll have him on here more often than not. Definitely. Ross, as always, lad. Thank you very much. You'll be back. I'm sure you're going to be ready for the quiz, lad. I'm going to test you right out. I'm winning the fucking lot, mate. That's all you need to know. So, is the quiz the 97-98 season? Ant wants us to do a LFC season quiz, 97-98. I was fucking 3 years old, Ant. How the fuck? Do you know what I mean? I was 3 years old. Cheers, anyway. But look, smash it like and subscribe. Me and Rick will get the details out for the upcoming shows. And we'll have a good laugh. Better do your fucking homework, boys, because we're coming for you. But if you haven't already, smash it like and subscribe, as I said. Up the fucking Reds, and we'll be back tomorrow. See you later.